make one post per week with your buying criteria on real estate Facebook groups that I would say that have 50,000 or more members in them. Start developing some relationships on your breaks, on your downtime, on your weekends. And whether you do one message a day, that's fine. It doesn't have to be something big. However much you guys can handle. And then what I want you to do is keep posting up your buying criteria. You guys don't think this works? Guess what? I just bought a $2.5 million RV park from Facebook by doing what I just told you. I know it works. It works. And I tell you, I put minimum effort into it. So you could do this same strategy without having this big old marketing budget with individuals who are curating real estate investments for you people just like you guys, without you guys having to obtain a bank financing. Now you can go the bank route and that's fine. You just need to determine what makes most sense for you. And now that you have the tools in your tool belt, you can really pick what makes most sense for you. Now, for me personally, I always go, once I learn creative finance, I always go that route. I'm always like, why would I ever go mess with the bank? If I mess with the bank, I have to pay 7, 8, 9% interest rates. I have to pay 20% down. Remember we talked about velocity of money a second ago? You want to take that dollar and spread it as wide as possible. And that's what life's about. It's about leverage. It's about taking that money and spreading it wide as possible, delegating. And so the cool thing here is, guys, is I want you guys to start having the mindset of owning real estate, setting it up to where you have a semi-passive business. I'm not a guru trying to sell you and say, oh, this is 100% passive business. No. Even today, the level that I'm at, I'm still involved in my businesses. But am I very well delegated? Absolutely. Do I still do tasks that I used to do? No, absolutely. I learned how to leverage. But when you just get something simple as 1 property per year, or 2 properties per year, 3 properties per year, however much you can handle. Some of you guys are going to be able to handle more than others. And the one thing I don't want you guys to do is compare one another. Okay. You might talk to Steven. He might have 5 houses, or you might talk to Jacob and he might have listen, we all started somewhere, and make sure you start is the biggest thing. So that's for the second actionable item that I want you guys to get. Now, so far, have I lost anybody yet? Give me a 1 that this is resonating with you, please, in the chat. I know you're not sleeping. Cool. So what I want you guys to do after you have done your buy box, okay, your buying criteria, you make the post, and then after you make the post, you can then decide if you want to exchange information like number wise or email wise with that individual that you think you've built rapport with. That is a person out there curating real estate deals for your next investment, and start building that relationship. Start cultivating that relationship, because those are the people who are going to bring you your next deal. Everything's a relationship business. This is a contact sport, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have contacts with people, you just won't get a deal. And it's not, you don't need thousands and thousands of contacts to be able to get and curate one deal. That's the beauty about this. If you guys get in a touch with one really good wholesaler is the person who's going to find the deal for you, negotiate the deal, do the marketing. They're going to do the outreach. They're going to lock the contract up, and they're going to assign it to you. So for people who don't know how it works, is this wholesaler curates the deal for you, for your portfolio, something that's in your buying criteria, and then they assign the contract to you, and then you close on the property. That's actually people's business model. As simple as that. We call it sell the paper in real estate. They're actually taking paper and selling it to you for what we call an assignment fee. And that fee can be $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right? And so that's different for every single deal. And remember, every single real estate deal has its own story. Some of them might need more rehab than less, or some might need less. Some might be higher down payments, some might be lower. But what I always like to tell people is try to stay in that 5 to 10%, upwards of 12% entry fee. Okay, meaning like, how much do I have to pay to buy this deal? Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to touch on too is, and I don't want to go too involved, but I do want to get you guys some food for thought, right? So one, we talked about how to create your buy box, after you have your buy box, how to curate a deal, meaning you're going to go after the wholesaler. Third thing you might be thinking is like, hey, Javier, I'm working 9 to 5. I'm making XYZ dollars a month. I don't really have a whole bunch of money to invest in real estate. Well, another thing you can guys do is there's a lot of people in the world we live in, you'd be very surprised, is what we call, they have boring capital just sitting around in their bank account. That could be a 401k. That could be a checking account. It could be your mom or dad, or maybe inheritance. It could be somebody you know who won a scratch off ticket. When you really start understanding the concept of house hacking and how you could take these properties and make them pay for themselves, okay? Maybe you don't have the money right now. And what I always like to do is I like to borrow money from private money lenders. So I might know a friend that has $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 just sitting around not doing a damn thing. And I tell them, hey, if I take your $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, right? We create a note and a mortgage just like the bank would. And we secured against the real estate. Their money secured against the real estate in a lien position. I give you 12% of your money. Would you be interested? Or maybe 10%, whatever you think you can negotiate with that deal.